Everybody, welcome back to 30 Days Until Done, and it might be the first time for some of you. A lot of you are doing 30 days, 30 and 30. That's a read a poem every day for April, and well, that's kind of what we do here at 30 Days Until Done. Every day I give a prompt. Those prompts are unified over an entire month, so you have a collection by the end of the month, right? And so I always say that it's better to think in terms of collection as opposed to individual poem because it just primes your muse. What your muse is just whatever you tend to think about some of the time, you'll think about the rest of the time too. So why not think about poetry, right? And along with that, okay, so if you were following along last month what we did was radical amazement. We're going to continue on with that. We're going to define it just a little bit differently now. Last month we defined radical amazement as, seeing the great beauty and joy of this earth. And if you open your eyes, man, you see it. You see it in just a dog, right? Extraordinary that a dog would act like this. That's Lizzie, by the way. She is now a staple of these videos in a way that if you knew me before, Archie was too. Okay, so this month we're going to do that. We're going to work on some of those things that if you just look around at the earth, you're just absolutely radically amazed by it. It's just like, it's wonderful. But it doesn't necessarily need to be wonderful to be amazing, right? There are some things that happen that are also awful, and if you stop and you think about it, how extraordinary that anyone would do something like that. Now, I'm not talking about the Holocaust, I'm talking about everyday things. And all of these I'm going to relate to the self so that we can do introspection. But you don't have to do that for any of them. You can relate these to other people. Sometimes you don't want to go where I'm going to lead you. Okay, so today what we're going to do, I think we should start positively today. And just what out there is just amazing that we don't ever see. And you can think of this, well, this is basically, if you look up there, you're going to see thewalkingmeditation.com. Basically, this is a walking meditation. And what you're doing is you're taking yourself out of the everyday to take a look at what's actually there and to reassess how it's there. And the way you could do this is just walk down a street, ask yourself, okay, if I were a car mechanic, how would I see the street? If I were an alien for the first time on this planet, how would I see this street? If I were a dog, how would I see this street? That kind of thing. And so you're reconceptualizing, and it gets you past the lens of your own doubts and misgivings about yourself, right? And so now you're seeing things from the lens of okay, let's actually see what's here. And if you could do that, if you do that a lot, you could make a radical change in the way that you see the world, in the way that and you could help other people see that as well. She just decided to use my legs as a toll bridge, or a drawbridge. Okay, so today let's do something positive. I want you to go outside and I want you to find some animal community. Now this doesn't have to be bears. This can be ants. This can be birds. But actually go outside and look at this for a moment and try to look at the way that they're living in this space. One of my favorite things to do, I work at a school called Mount SAC, or Mount San Antonio College, and there's a lot of kangaroo mice that live there, just because this is the desert. Well, not quite desert. This is the arid climate that kangaroo mice like, and I like watching them and seeing them interact. Most people don't see them because they don't know that they're there, and you're always on a mission to get someplace. So stop and look at those kangaroo mice. They're bouncing around, right? But I don't know what the reality of your space is. Whatever it is, write it. Now, it's probably going to be pretty weak if all you do is, kangaroo mouse bounces around Ogden Nash style, unless you're Ogden Nash. So you can also put it in your own life. So that say it's ants. We used to live in a place that was absolutely infested by ants, and they'd come in and they would go out. Now, what's really going to be interesting about that is, yes, how are the ants living, but how am I coexisting with those ants? How am I coexisting with the kangaroo rats? How am I coexisting with the dog and the coyote packs that are in the area? Because we are all part of one larger system. The birds are absolutely extraordinary. I live on the third floor and I watch them sometimes, and they're just amazing what they're doing and how they're interacting with us. I've got a hawk that likes to come right by there about once a day, right outside my window, just kind of gently gliding. If I'm lucky enough, I get to see it. Okay, so this has been kind of a long video. It's longer than usual. Mostly we're going to be in and out. When you're done, if you'd like to, you can put it down below. I think more people prefer emailing me. You can email me too at johnmbrandingham@aol.com. That's fine. Whatever works for you is good. And I hope you have a good month and that it's filled with this. Oh, another thing. It's April 1st. Don't play any tricks on anybody. Nobody likes that. Please don't do that to people. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow in 30 days. Till done.